Who covers Chicago these days? Somebody else posted. No, this is a nut guy. Look like the nut guy is the only person who is.
Who the fuck is Bunny? Y'all on this bitch loose. That's why I don't like going live, y'all.
Somebody says his sister-in-law accuses VONNI of ratting. Who's his sister-in-law? Super Hot Shopper. Let's see who that is. Super Hot Shopper. Who is this? Oh wow.
My family. Don't do that.
Oh, is this D Thing's like lady? D Thing is Lil Durk's brother. So I guess that would be, you know, Durk's sister-in-law. Wow.
Like that. Like,
I
what
guess if
is
she
wrong?
commented,
Like,
that gives it a little bit more credence. I guess she would know a little bit more, right? But also, you know, these people could just be speculating. They could just be speculating.
made it hurt. This one. Sure. If I want to far, I'd let it rip already. I'm like, I'd have been for it.
Interesting. Let me go back. Let me see. Somebody on YouTube must have some shit about this. OTF VONNI.
I'm breathing that fucking air.
Clip that chat.
Hey, yo, it's your boy King Yella, man. I see all the OTF members, man, posted, man. OTF VONNI or VONNI. They put a rat over his picture, man. My thing be this. Who fault do it be when you allow a Thurman German, a nerd in your circle? I be tired of people always blaming the rat, even though it's the rat fault. OTF VONNI or VONNI. They put a rat over his picture, man. My thing be this. Who fault do it be when you allow a Thurman German, a nerd in your circle? I be tired of people always blaming the rat, even though it's the rat fault, but that's just like food, like I always say.
Wait, hold on. Trenches News be having.
You want to support me? Want to appreciate all the support. Man, a lot of angry people out here that's just killing people, man. So if you got nieces and nephews, kids that's out here running the streets, robbing people, shooting people, killing people on the internet, claiming hats, disrespecting the dead, make sure you get them life insurance. And in fact, I brought you help, man. Cartrell Sanders is a life insurance agent with Plenum Life Insurance. You can go to smash that like button so this video can get around. If you got Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Facebook, Market, Bayzoo, hook it up. All right, y'all. So first story we're going to get into is OTF VONNI cooperating with the feds against Lil Durk and the other OTF defendants for the murder for hire of Lil Pab in Beverly Hills. They currently is locked up. Now, the allegations against VONNI is that he paid for the murder for hire. He flew on the plane with Lil Durk. He paid for the cars, and he paid for the hotel rooms with the OTF credit card. Lil Durk is being accused of orchestrating with him. The OTF Didi is being accused of hiring the five guys that came from Chicago on the airplane. So that's what Didi is charged for and paying those guys. So VONNI is cooperating, and VONNI been cooperating since November. He decided to cooperate, and I'm gonna show y'all the text message where he texting this person telling them that he deciding to cop out because he's not finna get life. He breaking it down. If you been to the feds, you gonna be able to break this down on the time that he talking about, and you will be able to tell what type of deal that OTF VONNI decided to do with the feds. Now VONNI, he got a lot of leverage, man, and when I tell you he got a lot of leverage, he has a lot. Not only is the Quando Rondo Lil Pab situation is bad for Durk, A lot of people keep on saying too, oh, Swipe, you hate Lil Durk. Nah, I'm just reporting, bro. Hey, look, they hit me up. I'm a big news channel. I'm in the trenches. They hit me up. The gang members, the civilians, they hit me up with information. Family members, close people close to you, your homies, they hit me up and tell me. I just report about it. Feed my family. So to all you haters, beat it. Hey, but anyways, now OTF VONNI, he got leverage over all the whole play on Lil Durk. Now we all know they want Lil Durk. They been bucking for Lil Durk. He done had 4-5 bonds, and they still got him up in there. Now this is their way to nail Lil Durk. Why? How would Lil Durk get nailed off VONNI words? Hey, but look,
VONNI would be the plug to nail Durk. Now here's the thing, and I want to go back to, you know, because I like to be very factual. I like to be very factual here, people. I like to be very factual. This text message thread, let's get back to it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
OTF VONNI. Okay. So this text message thread doesn't say as much as we think it does. I know he says he wants to plea out. Here's the thing. If he's talking about the murder minimum, right? What is the mandatory minimum for murder for hire federal, right? Well, there's death. So there's death. So it was going to be 20 years in prison. If there's no death. No, actually, no, never mind.
You gonna smoke that nigga.
If the victim is injured, 20 years. If the victim is killed, it's life. I don't know. Anyway, here's the point. The point is this. If this is him and he's texting like this, right? If this is OTF VONNI, which I think his real name is Kevon Grant, right? If he's texting like this doesn't say he's snitching, though. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you cooperate with the government in federal court, you get what's called a 5K1 letter for your cooperation at the end of the cooperation. The judge is bound to mandatory minimum sentence guidelines. He cannot go below it unless you snitch. When you snitch, he could do whatever. So there's a downward departure, and they could do whatever. So I believe murder for hire, when it involves death, is life, instant life. There's no wiggle room. It's life, okay? Life or death, but they didn't go for the death penalty here. So it's life. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, maybe they could have this guy plea out for some other shit or some associated shit, right? And maybe that's what he's talking about. But if he's snitching, he would be snitching for not 32 years. He would be snitching for maybe 5 years or 10 years. Why? Because a judge has the discretion to go below everything. So there's no base. So that's the point I'm trying to say. If he's saying, I'm trying to plea out and there's a base for what I'm trying to plea out for, that doesn't actually say he's snitching. Because if he snitches, he gets a 5K1 letter, and the judge will have the power to say, you're free tomorrow. The judge wouldn't say that, but has the power to do it. So I know people are taking these text messages and him saying a plea deal to mean he's snitching, but that doesn't mean he's snitching. You know what I mean? Also, this protective order isn't for snitching. They wouldn't put, that would be a sealed document. Like a lot of people are misinterpreting really stupid shit, and they're like, think about it. You think the feds would just put in plain text, we're putting a order of protection on this fucking defendant that all you stupid, dumb criminals could go try to kill him or kill his family? No. If they were going to mention him cooperating before trial, they would seal the document. No one would see it. So this idea, like, a protective order in these cases is a protective order of information, which usually bounds the defense attorney, and also the defendant themselves that whatever you see in discovery, you cannot share. Right? Because it might involve other investigation. It might involve sensitive information about the victims. They put order of protections in. I interviewed Drew Finland. They put order of protections in every single case. In Diddy's case, there was an order of protection as well about the information. They put 2 of them, and one of them they were asked to try to cite both sides because they say they leaked the video and they're leaking anonymous statements. So, an order of protection in court in these indictments is only about the sensitive information that's in discovery and information that's privied only to the defendants and the defendant's attorney. People, you got to stop listening to some of these non-reading Chicago niggas. With all due respect to them, they will tell you anything. They told us OTF Jam was the fucking snitch. Now they stopped telling us that. Now they're making up another guy. I'm not saying that OTF VONNI's not telling. What I'm telling y'all is that this isn't making all the way sense. Oh, he texted talking about a plea. Well, if he's snitching, he wouldn't be saying, I want to get 27 years. He would be saying, I'm hoping to tell and the judge could let me out in whatever time he wants to give me. Because there's no mandatory minimums when you snitch. There is when you don't. This guy's talking about mandatory minimums. It's 32, but I get points for this, da-da-da-da. Okay, that doesn't sound like snitching. What's the next thing? Order of protection, that's about the discovery.
Boys.
The next thing they're going to say is, well, you can't really look him up in BOP.gov, which is, he's not in federal custody anymore. That's so let's look him up. Locate a inmate. Yeah, we're going to locate an inmate by, not inmates, find an inmate. His name is Kevon Grant. Okay. Not in BOP custody. I've heard people say this on Clubhouse, and it's one of the dumbest shit I've heard too. Not in BOP custody. And by the way, I've heard Wack say this too, and I disagree with Wack. So I don't want you to think I'm ducking smoke with Wack. This does not mean he's snitching. Not in BOP custody. From what I've heard, it doesn't. It could mean he's housed in a resident jail that isn't completely feds. Okay? So there are some federal inmates that are not in a federal jail. Doesn't mean they're telling. He's clearly an inmate because here's the thing, and this is what I'm saying, niggas be stupid. If they're trying to hide him, why would they even bring this up? Don't they think that the nimwits of the world would be like, well, we found him, but it says not in custody. He clearly is still an inmate. He has a register number. They're just saying the Bureau of Prisons, which is a federal bureau, which has certain jails and certain places, he's not under their control. Doesn't mean he's telling. Again, I'm not saying he's not, but people are so eager to try to create snitches. And again, if somebody got some real intel, let me know. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually saying this is bullshit. I'm saying this is bullshit. And I'm actually surprised some of these guys are actually letting this happen or not clearing this up, because I think, shit, I could imagine people who like Dirk or some street nigga might try to hurt him or his family. If there is someone snitching, put it like this, and this is another thing too. If he was snitching, right? They would quickly remove him out of this indictment. Quickly. Again, I'm not saying he's not snitching, but we just got to be a little bit educated. I'm not going off of a couple screenshots. This is not enough for me personally. But let the streets just do what they do.
He had got on the plane.
Yeah.
Vonnie could tell him what happened, and then the timestamps from the phone.
Also, I'll be honest with you. A lot of YouTubers, they're eager to make content and jump ahead of the gun. Oh, this guy's snitching. This guy's snitching. And I've seen, and not so much Trenches News or whatever, but I've seen a lot of these guys make these assumptions, and when they're wrong, they act like they never said it. You know, like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest legal mind, but y'all gotta know what y'all are reading, and y'all gotta know what y'all are interpreting, because y'all audience are depending on y'all for real shit. At this point, if you ask me, there is no. If anything, I'm taking away from this. VONNI probably has looked at with his lawyers the discovery and says we're fucked. They probably saw the real cooperants and said we're fucked. I'm not taking this shit to trial. I'm not getting take-aid. I'm gonna plea out. And whoever is texting them is saying, well, listen, if you gonna plea out, if that's what you're thinking, make sure everybody gonna plea out too.
On